What's up, guys? Welcome to our YouTube channel, and kindly make sure you subscribe to Faith and Steve YouTube channel. And I go by the name Faith, and
I go by Steven.
Yeah, so guys, kindly make sure you subscribe if you've not yet subscribed, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much always for coming back and watching our videos. And if you're coming here for the first time, you can also click and watch our other videos. And guys, don't forget to click the notification button so that you can be getting our videos anytime we upload them, guys. So you guys, today we are back with another video, and the video that we're going to talk about today, I think we've never talked about it. It's our 2022, how it was. Do we really feel like it was a blessing? Do you really feel how was it? That is what we're going to talk about, right, baby?
Right.
Do you have anything to say?
It was an eventful year, like every year, but I think some of my highlights would probably have to be obviously the conception of Steven, and I had some good feelings. I just knew that he was gonna be a boy. I knew that you were pregnant. I was the one that guessed it, right?
And you guessed I was pregnant?
Yeah, you remember?
Oh yeah.
The day before you even did the test. And later that year, I had issues with my flight. Oh man, that was crazy.
Yeah, so guys, maybe we can start with saying it was a blessing year because God gave us a bouncing baby boy, baby Steve. And guys, he was breastfeeding. Let me show you, our baby is growing. Baby, you are growing. Stand up. He was breastfeeding. I just removed him. Baby, you are growing, right? Yes. This is our bouncing baby boy, baby Steve. You see how they look alike? I have nothing here. Even a color skin, but maybe I have something. You guys can tell me any resemblance with the baby. Any. Baby, say hello. Say hi. Any resemblance with the baby? Who do you think the baby looks like? Yeah. So guys, it was a beautiful year. God really blessed us with a bouncing baby boy, and it was just a tough year because also being pregnant. Well, it is not like you've never ever passed through some stages, and yet you have to pass through them. First of all, that day I remember when I was suspecting that I was pregnant because I never got periods. You remember? Yeah, I never saw my periods for it passed with 7 days. So I was like, oh my God, is this really the day that you've seen me to be happy about it? Because, like I said earlier, being an African and not getting married 1 year passing without being pregnant, without them seeing anything, they'll think like you're not fertile, So I was just praying hard to God, and I thank God my husband was always there for me, helping me to pray, making everything possible, of which I really appreciate so much, baby. And it wasn't easy, man, but God did it for us. So 2022 was one of the best years that I will always ask God to give it to us. So that day, I was like,
give thanks.
Yeah, give thanks, yeah. That day, I was nervous to do a pregnancy test. That is when I never did a pregnancy test, guys were pregnant. And I was like, what do I do? I'm suspecting I'm pregnant. So what do I do? I don't want to test because I've been testing, and there's nothing. So I was like, okay, fine, let me just go to a chemist. And, I called a friend of mine. She's Maggie. She's a chemist. So I told her, I've not seen my period for the past seven days. So she was like, please just come, let us talk. So when I went, she gave me a strip so that you can do.
Didn't she give you 2 different ones?
Yeah, 2.
Yeah.
So I did, and then I went to the toilet.
The first one.
The first one. Oh my God, I never saw anything because that. First, if you see the 2 lines, I just saw one sharp line, and the other one was a bit blunt, so I couldn't really see it clearly. And I was like, oh God, not again. I'm not pregnant, you mean? So I was just like, Okay, fine. But when I saw this trip again, I was like, God, how comes I've missed my periods and I can only see one line? Then again, moving it close to my eyes, I saw two. I was like, oh my God, thank you.
And then you came out and
Yeah,
you were
then I
like,
came
oh,
I told my husband,
baby, come here.
come here.
Is that two? Is that two? So I came into the bathroom. But that's a whole nother story. One day I think we'll talk about.
No, we've already talked about it.
No,
baby.
like the steps, like when I came out and we got down.
Okay, whatever.
No, we
I
sat
understand.
down and talked,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
So, guys, that is how it is. So, I really thank God
But
for
then-
baby Steve.
But then I'm mentioning a few other things. Like there was also a lot of struggle, like getting to the country during that time. They were still dealing with COVID, so I had to get my test and pay for it when it was free in the first place. In Kenya, they want to charge you like 7,000 shillings, but everywhere else it's free, pretty much. So that was difficult to find a place to go for the first place, remember? And then it was frustrating that you had to pay, so that's that. But during that time, I actually had a ticket, and my ticket home was canceled because I couldn't go back to, was it 2022? Was this all in 2022?
Yeah.
This
I
is
think
all-
so
this is-
too.
All in 2022. Okay, so prior to that, I couldn't fly to London. They restricted passengers from Kenya to London. So I automatically needed to cancel my flight, and that was done. But what happened was the representative that was helping me did me a big one. He made it so difficult for me. He canceled it with no ability to reset my ticket, which by law they're supposed to do. So coming up to the last couple of months, I'm supposed to leave, or weeks, I'm asking for a new ticket, and I can't get a ticket. Now at this time, my credit card shut off, my debit card shut off. They thinking that there's fraud because I've been in the country for over about 6 months. So you can imagine the heartache there, right? Not being able to get my money. Then I had to
It
call.
was very stressful.
Had to call my mother and father, then explain to them, and they're like not really all that excited about it because they
But it is
didn't
what it
really
is.
understand, to say it lightly. So after explaining it, they
understood.
they finally understood, but it wasn't easy. It was not easy.
Of which we really give thanks to Steven's parents because they were there for him.
Yeah.
That moment, it wasn't easy.
But it would have
I
been
couldn't
better
do
if it
anything.
was easier. They asked so many questions and thinking that there might have been something.
Of course, they had to ask questions. Even if you're the one, you had to ask questions, baby.
Yeah, but
Because, you understand, and it is just something like pap. It wasn't like, they never knew about all the process and everything. So you had to explain to them. So I think they just said to know. Though it was a bit difficult because it was stressful, When my husband wants something, he wants you to understand there. So I understood them. It wasn't like they couldn't really understand. You had to take them process by process. Why is it like this? Why is it like this? So
yeah, and
you
then,
had to understand.
and then explain that I've
Yeah.
done everything that I could. I think mainly, but
we are
I
very
was
grateful to
coming
God.
down to like the last day. I was able to finally get a ticket out of the country because if I would have stayed, they would have put me in prison, and being able to come back. Probably wouldn't happen for a very long time, and now I have a son. I mean, that was all going through my mind. That was probably the biggest struggle. Then going home, that was another struggle. Dealing with all of my things at home. I needed to move. I needed to downsize my stuff, sell some vehicles. So yeah, there was a lot going on then, and there was drama too in the family. So that was making it difficult. But the highlight for me was coming back, for sure. Coming back and being with my wife, and I was under pressure. Everyone in the family was like, why aren't you going back earlier? Why aren't you going back earlier? And I'm like, well, I wanted to stay, get everything dealt with, get some more money, bring some things I really want. Because in Kenya, they don't have everything that I need. So I got so lucky, and I came back, and I arrived 3 days before the birth. 3 days. Boom. Welcome to the fatherhood. Now, baby, you want to say something?
Yeah, it was 3 days before I gave birth, and I can remember things were not easy with pregnancy, you know. That is why I really had to hide it, because it was the first
Oh,
pregnancy.
yeah, you were hiding it.
I really, for so long. Actually, the day that I posted we are pregnant, guys, is the day that I gave birth. So
Yeah. Some people suspected because she worked.
a lot of people suspected.
Yeah.
Suspected. A lot of people really suspected, of which those are good fans, and really, guys, we love you. Anytime you guys will post such question or post anything about pregnancy, I'll be like, I was like, oh my god, when will I really break this news? Why can't it just come now and let me break the news to my fans that, guys, I'm pregnant finally? So it wasn't really for bad intentions, but sometimes there's some things you do for good intentions. Not everyone outside there is happy the way you are.
Right.
Not everyone outside there is happy the way you're struggling.
And the sad
Some
thing
are
is,
happy for your
those
downfall.
people can even be your friends
Yes.
and family.
Exactly.
And that's been really hard for me, is to realize that not everyone is happy for you.
Yeah, so you have to be very careful. Even you guys outside there, not everyone is happy for you. You must be very keen in each and everything that you're doing. People just need to know a little bit about you. Not everything. Not too much information. Don't give them too much information that they're not supposed to be part of. So learn how to be yourself. There's some things, okay, I can tell my friend, and there's some things I can keep them for myself, you know. Like pregnancy, you cannot hide pregnancy.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
she's been
So people-
reminding me, is I'm a very open person. I'm friendly, and obviously I don't say everything, but I like companionship. That's kind of like my culture. We have a companionship in America. It's we have unity of being a patriot, and our national anthem. So I feel like I have that spirit in me, and the way I was raised is to be friendly and to have camaraderie and appreciate that. So I tend to reach out to people and be friends and try to continue that. Well, not everybody wants to be friends, and I understand that, but I think Faith has been learning that too, right?
Yeah. So guys, that was our best parts, and some a bit struggling parts. But another kind of joyful moment is, my husband being here and me giving birth while he's here. That was a very big blessing, and also God giving us a healthy baby. Another thing is celebrating with some of our friends, some of the shows that they were coming,
Yeah. We went to some really
uniting
good
with
shows.
them.
We went and spent time with some artists.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll be posting videos with them in the future. I don't know.
We will. And then another thing, God has just been faithful. We've not been too much in the hospital. 2022, we're healthy, kicking. Some people are battling cancer. Some people
Oh,
are
thank
battling
God, the
a lot
baby
of-
was
yeah,
so perfect when he was born, pretty much, right?
yeah.
The
We
rating
thank
was
God.
what?
10/10.
Wow.
The
And what's
doctors
cool,
gave
my
it 10
mom,
over 10.
that was great, because my mom has mentioned a few times that she's proud that she gave birth to a 10. And now her grandson is a 10.
Yeah, that's my mother-in-law Jeanette.
Yeah.
We are so happy for you. Like you always got my back when I call you. When I used to call you about pregnancy, asking you some questions, you're like, "Oh, take it easy, you'll be well. Step by step, you'll make it." Oh my God, pregnancy. Mostly when you're almost giving birth, the time never reaches. Yeah.
You were saying, please God, just today.
I was like, God,
Today.
please, just today. It reaches a point whereby you do not want even to care about the dates. You don't
Right.
want to care about the dates. You don't want to care about the month. It's like, God, just do it now.
We also had some interesting things with our friends. Like, weren't like a few of them getting married and it didn't actually go through, and then they ended up getting married? Wasn't it like 2 people? Or only 1 person?
Yeah, some of our friends, but we thank God they got married. That is them.
Yeah.
That is not us.
Yeah, but
And-
I'm just saying, like, that was part of our year, and then we,
The worst thing that I never really liked is vacating from the home that we
Oh,
were
yeah.
in. Because that home was so good. I really loved it.
Yeah, our neighbor
loved
was
it
great.
so much. Neighbor was great.
yeah.
Leaving that place was so hurtful, man. But we had to, because of security. There was a lot of insecurities issues.
Right.
And I mean, just people coming in, you're sleeping, and then you're seeing someone on the window, you know. But it was a very
Well,
good
we
home,
had a
very
thief
nice
come
home.
by
Yeah,
a few
we had a
times.
thief. Imagine a thief just coming to your home. Then he
Staring
just
at
picks
your
clothes,
house
he
help,
picks
looking
whatever.
at her like, what's
so it
up?
wasn't
You know?
easy. And then you have a security person. So you can imagine, those Maasais used to sleep in the
Oh
afternoon,
my!
morning and to the
Oh
evening.
my, guys! I caught them. Well, one guy, like I swear, 15 times. And here I am trying to be patient, but then I have to realize: do I get somebody new? I mean, I was planning on maybe moving in the first place, thinking maybe they're gonna have security. I swear to you, it was the most patient I've ever been in my life with a person. And you know what? I don't know if it's a Kenyan thing. I don't know, but I've seen it happen twice. When there's problems, they ask for a raise. I don't get it. You usually do a good job. Do a good job, then you ask for a raise. Don't cause trouble and then ask for a raise. I don't get it. I mean, even my neighbor who was a Kenyan, he was laughing when he was talking and translating. Like, this guy here is a jokester, you know? He wants you to pay him more, and he's not even doing a good job. What, we're going to pay him to sleep?
Yeah, so guys, those are the Maasais, you know. Sometimes no one is perfect.
Well, we don't want to say all Maasais are like that.
I'm just saying, our gods, they were Maasais. But
Yeah.
no one is perfect, you know. Yeah, because mostly they were sleeping, you know, sometimes at night, the middle of the night, and that is the time that they're supposed
No,
to
but
be
for
watching.
hours, and I was checking, and it was like all the time, like, man.
And then I really used to fear, you know, what if Steven comes out and anybody hit him with anything on the head, you know, he's in Kenya, and it was a bit so hard for me. I really used to complain. Any moment I would hear Steven wants to get out of that door and it's at the middle of the night, I was so scared. So I never really wanted that. So for his security purposes, and then anybody can just hit you anytime that
Right.
night. So it wasn't really safe for us. We had to vacate ASAP.
Well, there was two other things you didn't mention. You didn't mention the gang boys. You didn't mention the fire. Remember the fire?
Yeah, the fire. Someone just came up and lit the fire next to the house. Like,
We don't
it's
know
just
if it
the
was
house.
some
We don't know.
voodoo, if they just lit
We don't
a
know
fire.
what happened,
We
yeah,
don't
they
know
just
who
lit
it
the
was
fire.
because I was doing something, I think taking a nap, and then.
We were just in the house and we never had anybody opening the
But
gate.
then all of a sudden we see smoke.
fire,
Justina goes
smoke,
out
yeah.
there. So I
Fire,
mean,
yeah.
I don't think
next to the
Justina would do
electric.
that.
Next
So
to the electric.
there's no way.
Next to the electric what? Counter, like where
Yeah.
the electricity.
So it wasn't any
box,
of us.
The meter box. So it was so hard, man. But we thank God, my husband and Justina and the neighbor.
Yeah,
they
we
came
just
through and
pouring water
pour
on it.
water. It was huge fire.
Yeah, I mean,
If the
luckily everything
if
was
it would have
cement.
reached on the electricity, oh my God,
Yeah,
the house would have.
and then the
Yeah.
house, the pump had issues. Sometimes it actually overflowed and came into the house. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh man!
So we thank God.
But our
anyway.
neighbor's kid was so cute. His name was Justin,
Yeah.
and I made the mistake and called him Beaver, and now that's his nickname.
Yeah, so guys, that was it. And also one guy came in. They have just said thieves, you know. So there was this guy, he just came in and he wanted to steal. And it was on a Sunday in the morning at 10. We are just seated in the sitting room. He just passes like on our door and
You saw
pick
him?
up the thief. Talking
Wow.
about the thief who was telling Justina like, you know, let him not see her anywhere. So that was how it
Wow.
was. So I couldn't sleep, and I was 5 months pregnant.
But what about the gang
so
boys?
much- That's what I'm saying. That's the thief, baby.
Oh, but I thought you had a bunch of people come to the house and they're outside the gate.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'm just saying the story of how that man scared us when you were away, when you were not in the country. That's why we left.
I thought
So
you
the
left
gang
because
boys.
you had the gang boys. You had like a bunch of people outside.
Yeah, see that day, that guy was inside. You understand?
He was inside.
He was inside the compound.
And then what about the?
He
so
took
he was
the
inside.
Maasai's shoes. You remember? Me telling you took the
Okay,
Maasai
yeah, but
shoes.
that was in the morning, and then
That was
later-
another one. The gang boys is another one.
Okay, yeah.
So guys, Yeah,
So
you,
tell 'em
you
about the
could
Gang
not
Boys.
even, you could not even, like, even if you're going to the gate, you'd fear, you know?
No, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. But once the Gang Boys came twice, the second time it was it.
Yeah.
And we think they came because they knew the house had things.
Not even like things or
No?
whatever. You know, sometimes they just steal anywhere, you know?
Well, it was,
Where
it was
they
right
see
before
it's
the
a bit
election.
decent, yeah.
And then we, Faith really wanted to move in the first place, so then we moved to this beautiful house. So I'm a believer of every inconvenience is a blessing. So try to make an inconvenience into a blessing. So we ended up moving to this beautiful home.
Yeah, and that is why we are here. So we really thank God. It wasn't easy that moment because you had to move things. You're pregnant.
I was out of the country. I was still gone for maybe 4 months at the time, right? And
2 months.
I was gone already, yeah. And then I was going to be out of the country for a few months still. And then you had to deal with all this while you were pregnant. And then you come back, and you find things broken. Not because of her, but because of the movers.
Yeah, so guys, we really thank God. So 2022 was indeed a blessing to us, because in every inconvenience there's a blessing. So really thank God, because we can never, ever.
Yeah. I think seeing the joy on my parents' face, knowing that they're grandparents, was really nice. My father, most of all.
Father, mother, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, the brothers.
Because he's the first out of all families. And I have an older brother. He is the first.
No, like, yeah, we are the first, to have a kid.
For both families.
For both families. So we really thank God, then a baby boy. So we really thank God.
And it being a baby boy.
I wanted a girl. I thought it was going to be a girl, guys. But I was like, God, whichever you give me, I'm grateful. As long as I have a fruit in my womb, as long as I can deliver well, as long as I can have a healthy baby, I don't care. Be it a boy, be it a girl, I'm grateful.
Yeah. So you think one day we'll probably talk about how difficult it was, huh?
How difficult it was to do what?
The pregnant part.
We already talked about it.
We did? No, we never told the story, but we'll do that another day.
We'll do that.
Because we'll talk about how I was shocked. Right?
Yeah, so guys, we're really grateful to God. 2022. Tell us, what do you live to remember in 2022? So, and then this year, guys, you should put your objectives. Like, what do you want to achieve this year? Tell God, talk to God. And I believe God will do it for you.
Right.
Write down what you want to achieve. Have a notebook. Write down what you want to achieve. Don't care where the money will come.
Also write
Just
down.
be prayerful.
Also write down
God.
the good things that happen in your life. Because whenever you're down and sad, and you can take a look at them, they'll help you.
Yeah. Because you'll always remember them.
It's so easy to remember the bad. So easy.
Yeah. Never ever forget where you come from. Always remember everything that you've gone through, because they are there to build us. So just write down what you think is good, what you think you want to achieve this year. And let me tell you, present it to God and God will do it for you. Nothing is so small or so big before God. God is able to do it for you.
But be careful what you wish for. Because you just might get it.
You'll get, and God will be there for you. So guys, we really appreciate for your time and everything. Thank you so much for watching this video. Write down below and tell us where you're watching us from, and also tell us what is one thing you're grateful to God
For.
Yeah. So we share good moments together. We really appreciate our fans. We love you all so much. Thank you always for always being there with us, right? So if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always watching our video. And if you're new here, please kindly make sure you subscribe first and click that notification bell so that anytime we upload a video, you are there to watch, right?
Right. And we would love to have any of your suggestions on what you would like us to do. What kind of adventure.
Yes, guys. We love you so much, guys, and we'll see each other in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.